Right, now this is going to be confusing because we have two people in here who are members of the, well, they are the band of the hour, and iDLEWiLD here. iDLEWiLD are here, iDLEWiLD are here. You know, you guys, I don't do a lot of rock and roll type interviews, but my son, who's also in the studio here with us today, Tom, and his friend Tom, insisted. But I'd already booked you. I want you to know that, okay?
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean, oh, yeah? No,
Just saying, yeah, you booked them. You booked them months before your son Tom said, could you have iDLEWiLD on the programme?
Because we love the record.
We do, we love the record.
Yeah,
Been
the
playlisting.
record's good, yeah.
Tell us about, first of all, how long you've been together? You've been together longer than we think.
Yeah, 6 years. So started off when we were kind of 18.
Yeah.
We put out sort of independent records, and then we got signed to kind of a major label, and for the past 4 years we've been on tour pretty much solidly. This is our third record on Parlophone. There's a lot more enthusiasm for this record than anything else we've ever done.
Do you feel that you've crossed over, or do you feel
Yeah,
that
I mean, I feel that there's just an awful lot more emphasis being put on us by a total broad section of people. Before it was always quite a selective crowd we played to.
Yeah.
And we were always seen as kind of maybe this sort of indie or than indie kind of band, which we never thought we were, We never thought we were an obscure band. We were kind of made music for everyone, but we were always sort of pigeonholed.
Do you hate comparisons?
No, I think if people don't really know anything about your band, it's a good way for them to get a handle on you, by listening to, if you like R.E.M. and they say, oh, this band sound like R.E.M., then you go and check them out.
Yeah.
And it's flattering as well if it's a band that you like. Obviously, sometimes when it's the same band over and over again.
You can't be too you can't be too precious about these kind of things.
Who inspired you then when you guys were, first getting together, first writing songs?
When we were about 14, Nirvana released Nevermind, which was quite an important record for us anyway. And I think we were really interested in sort of all the American kind of rock bands from the underground scene.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, we're really big fans of bands like Fleetwood Mac, Badfinger and the Beatles and things like that, That combined with the sort of raw American rock that we liked sort of made a sort of sound. There's loads of melody in there,
Yeah.
Were you ever influenced at all by the Cocteau Twins?
Yeah, I mean, I love all
I
that.
can hear a bit of that kind of guitar vibe going on.
4AD stuff and like Echo and the Bunnymen and all these kind of things. We love those kind of bands. And I think that what we're trying to do is like take all those records that we like and kind of put a contemporary slant on them. I suppose because it's just music to me, it's just a kind of constant process of sort of regenerating itself.
What about the embarrassment isn't the word, but what about the phenomenon of being played on Radio 2?
I think we listened to Radio 2 quite solidly, actually. So
Really?
It's quite good.
Now, just confirm it for me, Rod. Radio 2 is pretty cool in your kind of circle?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right, yeah.
I'm a regular listener of the Wogan Show.
Are you?
Well, actually, I'm not up that often for it, but when I am...
Nor is he. A regular listener of the Wogan Show. Now, what about other bands that you like? I mean, because you were down at Glastonbury and you were playing with White Stripes and other bands down there. Who else?
Queens of Stone Age, Garbage.
You've built up a bit of a reputation as a good stonking live band.
To begin with, the kind of music we listened to and the kind of bands we used to go and see, that's the kind of band we wanted to be. And that was just really all about playing live and playing concerts.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we started, and that was very much the premise of what we wanted to continue doing.
Will you be alarmed if women start screaming at you, that kind of deal?
I think it probably will be,
Yeah. Would you be alarmed, Rod, if that kind of deal happens?
It'd be quite strange.
Be okay though, wouldn't it? It'd be like rock band behaviour. And talking of which, you seem very, very sedate this afternoon, but presumably you do occasionally trash hotel rooms and things like that.
Not really, no. We're a very well-behaved band.
Are you?
Yeah.
Is that necessary? I mean, can't you just mess the reception area up a bit? What about, I know, here's a great idea that I had for Rock Band, chucking a TV in a room.
In through the window.
Would that be possible?
Yes.
I don't know.
It depends what floor you're on.
Putting blankets into a room from another bed.
But talking rock and roll, is it true that you took your name from Anne of Green Gables?
Yeah, that's true.
That's very rock and roll.
That's the most pathetic rock and roll story of all time.
I like it, though.
Let's get a question from anybody else who wants to throw in a question here.
All right. Well, you played alongside bands like the Vines and stuff at Glastonbury.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Craig Nicholls from the Vines says that he just hates performing live, and all he wants to do is get his next album recorded. What's the priority for you, playing live or recording?
I think just playing, not necessarily live or in a studio. I think the premise of our band was just to play and see what happened.
Yeah.
I think now we've realised we can be a bit more considered in the studio and probably live as well.
Now, what about the album? The album came out on Monday, and because of Tom here, I've obviously heard the entire album and noticed that it's not every track the same. There's some good stuff in there. There's some variety of stuff.
I mean, I don't really like the word eclectic, but I suppose in the context of rock music, it is quite, there's a real mixture of different stuff on there. And I think that's just because we've just improved, and the different kinds of music we listen to are now coming to the forefront.
Anybody in the band influenced by the Smiths?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we all love the Smiths. Really, they're
Yeah.
probably one of our favourite bands.
And who else? Radiohead and...
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many bands that we could just list off.
Roddy, do you think I know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah.
like as if I do.
I think you do.
It's good because I don't. Didn't you hire a poet or something?
Not so much hired on. I was in like I was
Rent a poet.
Yeah. Edwin Morgan is Glasgow's poet laureate. We got in touch with him about doing stuff for the record, and he eventually wrote a poem which kind of summed up all the things we were talking about in the sort of lyrics and things like that.
Yeah.
He read it out and we put some music behind it, and that's what closes the record.
Very cool.
So,
What we're going to do now is play the single, which unbelievably is Radio 2 playlisted. And
unbelievable.
Well, no, I mean, don't say it like that. No, I don't mean it like that. They know how I mean it.
Because actually, they're too young to be playlisted by Radio 2, aren't they?
Yeah, and you're too young to be on it.
You're too kind.
Yeah, perhaps I am. You're gigging tonight, aren't you, somewhere?
We're doing a small show at Hanover Grand, yeah.
Okay. And also, this weekend you'll be playing Distortions 2002, which takes place at Cardiff Castle tomorrow night, and Woollerton Park in Nottingham on Saturday. In October, you're going to be supporting Coldplay on tour. And iDLEWiLD's new album, The Remote Part, is out now, and here's the single from it. Thanks very much. It's really nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Thanks. It's our pleasure. Thank you very much, Rod and Roddy. iDLEWiLD on Radio 2.